Ah, we're cooking. Good looking. I don't need the lights up that much. I'm actually gonna have the light on one level just so I've got like, that kind of comfort light. Anyway, oh my god, the music's loud. Let me turn that down. Let me just turn that right down. All right, hello everyone. How are we doing? Tell me if the audio balance is good. Welcome to Debate Direct episode. Whoops, just stopped my video. Welcome to Debate Direct episode 39. Today we're talking timelines. So I did a video with tier lists about the Star Wars movies, and that did really well. So I did a video with FNaF tier lists about characters, and that did really well. So now I'm doing one about FNaF theories, alright? And we've already got 7 likes, which is great, because today's like goal is 20. There it is. Sorry, it's 25, because the last one did really well. Not 20, 25. I know it's quite high. If we hit 20, I might be lenient and give you another episode of some Debate Direct or something similar soon. Because Diamond Chef's on this one, and we're not sharing it with him. But yep, today's like goal 25. My curiosity is, how many FNaF timelines are there, alright? And you can interpret that however you wish. My question of the day is, how many FNaF timelines are there? Now, I'm gonna know, I've made some slight changes to this setup, guys. I was trying to test the game off camera, and because the resolution was like Republic Commando, it wasn't Republic Commando, it was another game, but because the resolution was kind of compressed like that, I decided, okay, I wanna create a setup that suits that. Because the way OBS works with saving images, it kind of messed up the game screen, then I had to rework that. So the setups have changed, and they're never going back, but I think they're for the better. It's very slight, but I've rearranged everything. Chat's a bit wider. Also, look who's collabing with me today, guys. You know this guy. You know this guy. You might know this guy. A lot of them are frequent visitors here. I'm just going to introduce them. If I go to the game screen, activate display capture. What do we think of the new setup? It's very slight, but I've basically made the game thing as big as possible. I've tried to get them to line up a bit more. I think it's an improvement. In case you're wondering, this does affect like the no QOTD variant and the speedrun screen. Okay, it doesn't actually affect this. But yeah. Let's have it for our guests while I have my FNaF ambient playlist playing in the background. The links are in the description, guys. I updated the description to include different music credits because I changed my mind last minute. Oops. So I'm going to undeafen because today, I'm just going to introduce them in alphabetical order. Today, I am joined by 3 friends. So let's begin. Cat22, hello, introduce yourself.
Hello!
Hey!
It's me, Cat22!
It is you. It is the individual that we... Ethan's gone. Guys, Ethan's died. Can we get an F in the chat for Ethan? He's fucking dead, dudes. He'll be back. That's probably his connection.
Are you there yet? Oh my god.
So, I think Ethan and DJ need no introduction. Hello, DJ. How are you doing?
What's up, YouTube? It's me, Super Mario DJ here, and welcome back to another live stream.
Yeah. All the links are in the description. So, Ethan, you already know him, and did you already know him? They got their YouTube channels. Cat's not as regular a visitor here, so I'm going to give him an extra shout out at the start, just cause I'm nice like that. He has a game jolt, guys, and I'm pretty sure he's working on a game or 2 right now. If I go to his library, games made. Okay, there's nothing here yet, but I promise he's working on stuff. There's some really interesting things here, but yeah, if you want to add him, talk to him, this is the best place to find him. If you want this change, dude, just ask.
Cat's help make you see in mods.
He has.
I mean, I can reveal something on stream. I can reveal something right now if you guys want me to. It is a bit of work in progress, though, but I can show you something.
How about if we get 10 likes, we have an exclusive Cat22 project reveal. 10 likes. We're already on 7.
Deal.
We're already on 7. I'll make that
That's
12. But yeah, 10 likes. That's
the 8.
Make it 12. Make it 12.
Make it 1.
Yeah, 12.
We have to lose likes to get there, guys.
1 like.
Guys, can we hit 1 like?
1 like.
I know it's a big goal, but I think we can do it. Ethan's back. Alright, hello. Welcome. Can you guys hear everyone right? Is the audio good? Because I'm often too loud, so like I've turned...
Words, and more words.
Words. Ethan, how are you? Can we hear you? True player. Earthball and true player.
And he's gone again.
He's not had his hydration, guys.
He's
Ethan,
getting connection terminated.
if you're having loads of problems, just watch chat, use the Discord chat or the live chat to participate. I'm sure he'll get that sorted soon, guys. But yeah, so Cat22 is here, Super Mario DJ is joining me, True Player's joining me. Yeah, Cat's actually worked with DJ on a bunch of his UCM mods, which you can check out on Super Mario DJ's channel. I've actually also been part of that collab, not in making the mods, but playing them and testing them.
Experiencing them.
Yes, third time lucky. Ethan, hello.
There's Ethan. There he is.
This is forever.
It's pain.
It's okay. It's okay, buddy. It's okay. Moderator Pat.
Moderator Pat, yeah. Alright, anyways, thank you also for Livy and Lucy joining. It's a pleasure to see you, Creenella. It's been a long time since you were last on the stream. Let's talk some FNaF theories, guys. So, I just want to say, before we continue, this is mainly for Lucy's benefit, because I'm biased, but actually this goes for a lot of other people's benefit. I'm not going to spoil anything related to FNaF rights. I know there's still new content about that, which people haven't had the chance to read yet, and also, it's less popular. There are a lot of illiterate FNaF fans, I guess, but you know, people who don't have the patience for like lots of reading, so they haven't caught up on all the things, and like, you know, what I'm saying is today's focus is on 2 tier lists. Okay, the description said that because of the astonishing, you know, 25 likes and everything, I'm ranking the FNaF games briefly because I've never like done that properly in one place, and I don't spend loads of time in it because I talk about the FNaF games all the time. My opinions change, and when Security Breach releases, I'm gonna need to do it all over again anyway. But today we're delving into theory talk and lore, debating the order of the game timelines, the order of game timeline events. And because this is about ordering events in the game timeline alone, we can pretty much ignore Fazbear Frights, because Fazbear Frights changes things about character, it changes things about concepts, but it doesn't really change the order of events and continuity in a different timeline. That's what stays the same. That's what, you know, is different. So both tier lists are in the description, guys. I'm going to put them in live chat as well. And hopefully you can open them up. So this is the games tier list, and this is the timeline tier list. So we're going to have a go at both. And what I recommend my collaborators to do in Discord right now is open them up yourselves, and maybe you don't have to share your screen, but maybe just like rank the games, take a screenshot and share it somewhere, because all I'm going to do...
Yeah.
Oh, I got them here, yeah.
I already have them downloaded as images. I have them as images on my folder, actually.
Okay.
So
I already opened them, so I'm ready. I'm ready, Freddy.
Now,
ready, Freddy.
Like last time, I do like a tier list. But I'm gonna go alignment chart for the games because I want to be a bit more complex here and have a bit more, you know, definitive ranking. And there's only like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 games here, so this shouldn't take nearly as long. It's fine, Lucy. There's no obligations to be here. It's just a pleasure because, you know, you really support my content, even though it's not really for you, and you actually turn up sometimes and we've collab. It's been good. Maybe we should collab again sometime. We'll figure something out. But yeah, right, no one's complaining about the audio, so without any further ado, let's do this. So, on my screen, guys, I've gotten an alignment chart, and I'm ranking by gameplay, good and bad, and story/lore, good and bad. And rather than taking ages on this, because this is just something I want to get out of the way for the record, because I did this off camera and I spent time there, and it's going to change when Security Breach comes out, and it changes all the time because honestly, I keep changing my mind. These games are all amazing. This is just a kind of brief ranking, alright? So I'm just going to put all the games where I think they belong, and then you can, like, you know, decide with me what you agree with, what you disagree with, ask me questions, alright? And I'll do the same, so...
Yeah, that's fine. We got this.
So are we starting with good old FNaF 1 back
I'm just
in
going
2014, where it all began?
chronological order of release.
Alright.
Alright.
Yeah.
Good old Freddy.
Okay, here we go. I'm just ranking them, guys. I'm just grabbing all the games.
Yep.
I'm in two minds about a lot of details, but I think you guys can probably work out my mindset. I mean, if someone went back and collected, like, all my comments about the FNaF games in the past, like, this would be obvious. It's okay. It's just location.
Yep.
Just working things out, guys. And again, I need to replay some of these games. Sister Location, FNaF World, I'm gonna come to them after I'm done with Pizza Sim, so...
Are you gonna do FNAF 4?
No, I'm not. Stop asking, please. I'm not. Like, I've already played FNaF 4 more than enough. Stop asking.
FNAF 4 when? FNAF 4 when? Lol.
I can try again, but it's not gonna go anywhere. I don't want to, so... Yeah.
My brother is better than you. He got to 3 AM on night 4.
Yeah, he did. He sure did.
Look, for me, people say 94, but I say 94.
4.
Not that. Not that.
What? English reference, come
Oh
on.
boy.
Night 4.
I'm
Watch
making...
East Coast
Four
Boom, that means
seconds.
annoying.
I would like to talk about a certain game right now.
You guys are so chaotic.
I'd like to talk about a certain game right now.
What would said game be?
So, this is I feel like we need to discuss FNaF World just a tad bit because you know
Yeah,
sure.
you know how underrated
Yeah.
FNaF World
Yeah.
is.
Well,
How
I don't think
underrated
it
FNaF
is.
World is.
Yeah, it is.
Go on.
Very
So-
underrated.
A lot of people ignore it for the lore, and a lot of people ignore it for like how different it is from the typical five-night formula. But it still is a very enjoyable game, and it does have some decent like gameplay and fun moments for like the FNAF series.
Give me a second, guys. I'll be right back.
Alright. Guys, just because they're all piled on top of each other, I don't want them to be more visible. I'm gonna move all the ones in the top right corner, which I absolutely adore, just a bit. But they're basically effectively all in that corner. Just imagine the scaling's not linear. Yeah,
Can I just talk about FNAF 1?
absolutely. Go ahead.
So,
Go ahead, Ethan.
Alright,
FNAF
mine's
1,
done. This is mine, guys.
So, of the original trilogy, FNAF 1, actually, out of the whole series, FNAF 1 is probably, like, the least lore-packed. It's got okay lore, because it has the basic plot, 5 children being murdered.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really have any more than that. It has those newspapers in the East Hall corner telling about what happened to the pizzeria.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But other than that, I think that's it.
It's got the
just-
phone calls. We learned about the Bite of
Phone-
87.
yeah,
We learned about how the
587.
animatronics work and Phone Guy's death. And we obviously get the main exposition of the original 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 characters. 9, depending on how you count them. So are you saying I should have rated FNAF 1 lower in the lore?
Yeah,
Ethan?
I think FNAF 1 has okay lore.
Like you would put it what, like over here?
In in between the middle and the right.
Yeah, okay. I contend that it's not about the amount of lore. Sometimes less is more. That's not necessarily the case here, but I don't think the amount of lore and story, because they are entwined, I don't think that's the qualifying factor for me. I think for me it's just coherent story, enjoyable character arcs, interesting backstory. And FNAF 1 does that pretty well.
I think at the time, FNAF 1's lore was brilliant.
Yeah. I mean, it's not, like, the best. I'd rate FNAF 2, FNAF 3, and Pizza Sim all above it. UCN's about the same. Honestly, I'm still keeping FNAF 1 up there because it doesn't tell much story, but what it does tell, it tells extremely well. And the lack of detail is what makes FNAF 1 scary as well. Because when you learn the truth and find these secrets, it makes the game even scarier. Because you have some information, but it's like there's so much more you don't know. I think its story and its lore is more enjoyable, personally, than all of the games further to its left. Including but not limited to Special Delivery, FNAF 4, Sister Location, World, Freddy in Space 2, Help Wanted, and Ultimate Custom Night by a smidge. But yeah, no, that's a great point.
Wow.
What else do we disagree with on my graph? Because we can just say, yeah, I agree with that, yeah, that's good. What do we disagree with? I want to know.
But FNAF 4 throws everything off the table.
Oh yeah, shall I?
I can't.
What are you explaining? Hello, so Eth has changed his name. Hello, Abdur Daniels. I'm just gonna call you Daniels. So Eth, not Eth. I saw you the other day. Hello, Daniels. Daniels, how you doing? Also, I'm reading chat. Queenella, thank you. Oh, that's okay, Lucy. There will always be more opportunities. I'm going to do loads of future FNAF theory lore kind of streams. When we've read Fazbear Frights, there'll be loads to talk about. Go on, DJ.
Yeah. I can't save my picture because I don't have a Twitter account. But, I can at least discuss my ranking.
Compare it with mine. Tell me what's different from mine.
Download.
And we'll use that as a base. I use the snip tool to just take a screenshot of it, honestly, but go on.
Oh, hold on, I'm not thinking. Hold on, I know, I can get a picture. Give me a second.
Right, put it in events chat, that's, don't use VC mutes, because I missed that last, unless you ping me.
Event chat? Okay. I'll put mine in. Do you want to go in order, or do you want me to, like, do a random?
Just put them in. Just put in your, like, complete image. I'll even put in mine. So you don't necessarily have to look at the stream, because I'm going to be, like, tabbing in and out and stuff. Like, this is, like, my final... Like, this is just my immediate thoughts. Like, I could change it slightly if I thought about it hard, but I don't want to spend ages on this. You've done the timeline. Alright, there's a tier list, okay. We'll go to the timeline later, but yeah, I'll come back to that. Yeah, let's focus on the games first. Games first, because I want to just get this one out of the way. We'll talk timeline later, because I want to spend time on that.
Oh, timeline there, my bad.
So yeah, Ethan, DJ, put in your images. So you've done the tier list thing.
I'm saving it right now.
So
saving it right now.
You rated FNAF 1 quite low compared to the others. They're all highly ranked. Like, it's still an A, but you've put like everything except FNAF World above FNAF 1. That surprises me.
Yeah, it's just like, it's because like the gameplay I know is like good, but to me it's just kind of because I really am like, I know video games are kind of like good, but to me it's just, I don't know, it's just not that interesting to me, to be honest.
Are you saying it's like, it's a small game that doesn't have much to it, so the replay value is very low and it's like less rated because of that?
Yeah, pretty much, because people can just enjoy it.
Cheers, DJ. You guys have both gone for tier list format rather than alignment chart, that's fine.
I'm going for tier list format as well. I'm just doing it.
So I'm gonna say, I mean, with my format, tier list would go like bottom is bottom left and then top is top right. So roughly speaking, you can kind of make out, how I've ranked these. Alright, so I'm just
hopefully come in.
DJ's very quite high. On the fence between D and F. Oh, that's funny. DJ's put AR on fence, dude. I give that a U instantly. Like, I've heard news, I've heard rumors, and I don't know the details, but apparently, like, Illumix has, like, screwed up something with Michelle Amos, because, like, there's been some drama. And the reason Belor doesn't have voice lines of the game is because they've just been, like, ignoring her messages or something. Not to mention, I've asked for the source. Someone reposted on Instagram, but I think it was on Reddit. Someone was posting about why they hate AR, and I don't want to shit on it too much because I don't want to be mean, but it is the worst FNAF game because of the constant bugs, lackluster gameplay, repetitive, like all of the in-app purchase crap, all of the really bad money-making measures, all the really like cheap crap skins, and all of the like. There's no sense of satisfaction from playing it. Like, I think the hottest dog on Twitter said it perfectly. If you want me to play the game, make it good. It's not even enjoyable. It doesn't even use AR. There's not really much I can say about it, which is why I instantly put it down here. Like, I guess there's some redeemable qualities. It fills in some lore for like security breach, and like it gave us like graphics and models for like spiders, but it's rock bottom, dude. The only memorable thing is that it finally gave Freddy Fazbear a voice. That's the only huge merit I can really think that it deserves.
Yeah, Freddy Fazbear.
I gave him a voice, yeah.
You gave it an S rank. You rated that higher than FNAF 1 and FNAF World. Cat, that is crazy. Honestly. Valid, but...
Wait, which one? Which one?
FNAF AR. You think FNAF AR is better than FNAF 1 and FNAF World?
Yeah, I played it and legit. Good game, because I like it. I know you don't like it because of the skins.
That's valid, dude. The skins aren't like that. That alone isn't a very bad thing, and it has merits. But on the whole, I've gotten very, very tired of it. Yeah, guys, don't send hate to Illumix. Don't do that. Not cool. They're doing their best. Well, they're not, but.
Okay, gotta go.
Oh, Ethan, really? Okay, you coming back?
Hopefully, I really hope though.
All right. Well, in case I don't see you again, thanks for joining. check out his channel, guys. No, he's barely here, but he's a very avid supporter of the channel. He's with DJ in terms of activities. Always at my streams. He's always participating. Really good dude. Really, but more than that, he's like a real friend, not just a content melter.
And he's a fellow moderator. He's a fellow moderator.
Yeah, he's a mod too. All right, thanks, Ethan. Bye bye.
Yeah.
All right.
Bye, Ethan.
So he's gonna be gone. Might come back. We don't know. Just briefly comparing. So. I'm on the same page as DJ. You fit Help Wanted in the SS rank and 1 and Pizza Sim high up. They're all really good in my opinion. FNaF 3 I think is genuinely underrated. You've given that a B and Cat's given that an S, so maybe not here.
I put 2 and 3 in B because like they're good, but like they're like obviously people complain about how easy 3 can be, and then 2, you know, some things can get crazy and you go on higher difficulties with animatronic.
FNaF 2 was probably Scott's most rushed game after FNaF World. It's actually broken.
and then you've got 4. That's in D. That probably should be don't like listening mechanic should have been the category.
I think we should talk about 4 in sister location. So you've put in 4 in D and sister location in C. Cat's put them both in SS, and I've given sister locations basically in the middle of mine, so that's like C, and 4 is basically a D because it's got really good gameplay but really bad story lore. What do you have to say about that, Cat? Why do you rate 4 in sister location so highly?
Okay, so 4, I can explain that. Basically, 4, it gave good lore of the kid, of the child in FNaF 4, of like how all this started in the incident with the bite. You know, the bite of 83.
Yep.
And
was that the bite of 87?
And it does. The bite of 87.
Sorry, it's just such a good meme.
Not the rabbit hole of 80 versus 87.
Oh god, no. Guys, Mike Trap versus Will Trap. 2 purple guys. Go on.
Okay. As I was saying before, you made me laugh there, Mac. As I was saying, I think it's good. Mostly, I know like gameplay is like harder. Like you have to listen for like the breathing sounds and all the noises, especially the frettles. But in terms of the game itself, I think it's good. But as for this location, it does give some more like detail on like the kid and Circus Baby, because it gives us more on how all this even like happened later after Frederick. So I'm thinking Circus Baby's diner not Circus Baby. That Circus, like the underground facility happened while Frederick family's diner was like open.
We'll get to the timeline, but yeah, sister location of FNaF 4, they're like sister locations after FNaF 4 in terms of gameplay, but there's lots of bits that cross over, and there's bits of sister location which happened before 4, and bits of FNaF 4 which might have happened after sister location or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like they're very tightly connected. Okay. I just think the lore was not explained properly in both FNaF 4 and 6. I'm
hearing echoing, and I have had.
Yeah, that's Cat. It's minor. It's stopped now, but yeah, I think FNaF 4 had very good gameplay. Gameplay was exactly what the series needed. It still just about managed to keep the original formula fresh and made it more terrifying than ever. I just think the story has been written and rewritten and retconned so many times and was so vague and misleading at the time. It was not well crafted. I think it was really cool because we got to see real people in the real world for the first time and like dialogue, but like it came at a cost, which was that the thing was just incoherent. And Sister Location and the novels made a mess of trying to fix it. And Sister Location's okay because it's really convoluted, but it answers more questions than it gives, luckily. About. But the gameplay was kind of mediocre. It was a breath of fresh air for the series, but in the long term, it was actually less of what made FNaF. Some of it was pretty good, some of it was pretty bad. And Nightfall was really unbalanced, which is why I put it slightly below on gameplay. I think it's seriously overrated. It's a good game, but it's overrated.
No, I enjoy Sister Location for adding voice acting, but you gotta think about it that FNaF World kind of did that before with Update 2, just minor.
Yeah. Again, it's a lot of these more controversial views. Like, I think, Sister Location, Special Delivery, they're kind of like mediocre, but actually, even those games give you really big things for the franchise. Sister Location introduced the animatronics having voices and speaking to you, the deep, complex personality of Circus Baby, which is honestly just could have been written better. She's good, but not the best.
Yeah,
And
sure.
FNAF AR, despite everything, it gave us, you know, voices for Toy Bonnie and the original Freddy, more animations, more sound effects, more voice lines, even though there was some reuse stuff. You know, honestly, you could argue it's better than Help Wanted because it doesn't reuse stuff. Help Wanted reuses loads of UCN voice lines. But that's too
Yeah,
controversial.
not only that, but the thing is to me with FNAF AR, it's my body. Why do they sound like Alvin the Chipmunk? You sound like Alvin the Chipmunk, by the way.
Excuse me. So I'm just choking on my drink.
What did I say?
I'm choking on my drink.
Oh.
Honestly, I don't know. I think it suits him, to be honest. I think it works. It's a bit odd, but it works. I like his personality. His voice is there, but the
Really, 'cause
personality matches.
Yeah, but the thing is, my girlfriend actually called him. My girlfriend actually called him Alvin the Chipmunk.
That's funny.
It's funny, really. Yeah, it is. Oh, Jesus.
Anyways, guys, feel free to send a message if you're still here. I'd love to have a chat. Anyone want to have a go at the QOTD? Feel free. Feel free. How many FNAF timelines are there? What do you think? Because I think we're just about done here. I think we should talk about FNAF timelines now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should.
I want to talk about one more thing though.
Yeah, go on.
I think we should talk. So let's talk about where we rank Freddy in Space 2, because you got to think about it. Even though it's a spin.
It's the most obscure game.
It had a pretty big. And the gameplay is actually pretty decent, and like it has much more replayability for secrets and unlockables.
Yeah. You know, I might push it higher for gameplay, just because it was got so many well hidden secrets. I think for story and lore it was in the middle. I can't put it as high as like Pizza Sim or anything, because it's got a decent story, but it's, you know, it's not FNAF. It's just like a simple non-canon kind of adventure thing, which is cool.
Yeah.
The gameplay was supreme. I've barely played it. I played it on the one night when the stream was happening. I didn't find any secrets. I was really bad. But one day I'm gonna actually come back and play through the whole thing, because you can actually just treat it as its own, like, it's actually a really good full-fledged game.
Yeah,
It's
true.
a one-off experience. You could
it
replay
is.
that, and I'm definitely gonna do that at some point. That'd be cool. But yeah, that's my tier list. That's my alignment chart, guys. Tier list is a bit too simplified for me, but if I had to rate them like so, I think I'd probably do it something like this.
We're still 8 lights. Come on. Goodness gracious. Yes.
Give me a second. Yeah, I think it would be something. No, that's not accurate. Whatever, doesn't matter. Okay, so I'm gonna skip this because we've been playing FNAF 4 times for ages. So that was rating the games, guys. Just so I do that, so it's on the record. When Security Breach releases, I'm gonna do this again. I'm gonna do it in the tier list format rather than the alignment chart format. And what I'll do, I'll just put all factors when putting them in the list. So now we're onto the timeline.
Yep.
All right, guys. FNAF first. Wakey. Timeline. No Fazbear Fright spoilers, okay, guys?
Wiki, Eggs Benedict. Wiki, Eggs Benedict.
Okay, so, now, Kat already posted his. I want to take some time.
Yeah, I gotta repost it. Hold on. Give me a second. I gotta repost it.
Alright.
Let me repost it.
I'm gonna take some time to think about mine. So, I'm gonna start the simple. So, gameplay of Five Nights at Freddy's 1. Again, I might actually change what's written in the boxes, guys, because I don't like the way this is formatted. It's decent, but it could be better. MatPat used the paycheck to work out that Five Nights at Freddy's 1 takes place in 1993, okay? However, this whole theory, this huge theory that's been accepted by the community since the very beginning, I think has one flaw, which is a big assumption. And the assumption is that Fazbear Entertainment is paying its employees the legal minimum wage. I think it's entirely possible FNAF 1 happened a bit later than 1993. It could have happened in 95, 97, 2001. Maybe, not sure. I think it could have happened a bit later. I just want you guys to keep that in mind. Because it works on the assumption that Fazbear Entertainment pays its employees the legal minimum wage. I think it's entirely possible they don't. They're a very shady company. At this point, they are on their last legs. They are desperate. So, you know, we're already paid, like, very little. So I think it's entirely possible it was slightly later on. Of course, we could be just saying, oh, it happened in 1994 instead, which is, like, you know, means nothing. But just keep that in mind. FNAF 2 is confirmed to be in 1987. We have the paychecks, like that's just basic knowledge.
Oh.
So that goes in here. Five Nights at Freddy's 3 is supposedly taking place 30 years after the closure of Freddy Fazbear's doors, whatever it's like. 30 years after Freddy Fazbear's Pizza has shut his doors, I believe is the phrase. Now, the only source we have is the Steam page, and the only other source, I guess, is that, you know, the stories of Fazbear Entertainment have become urban legends. So it has to be a significant number of years in the future. I think it can't be more than 15 years after FNAF 1, because FNAF 1 is the last location we know that was open, you know, that was like open, yeah. And it gets really complicated after this. I'm going to try and keep this concise, but FNAF 3 is 30 years on, and in Pizza Sim we get the HRY223, which could be a recording of Henry speaking in 2023. Putting FNAF 3, again, 30 years is a broad estimate, guys. You could round that down to 26 and a half, maybe. So if it was 1993 plus 26 and a half, meaning that it was a couple more years until 2023 when Pizza Sim happens, as it must be, I mean, that's the only indication we've got, then FNAF 3 could be like, you know, 2020, I guess? Let me think. Yeah, 2019 maybe? That's all in the same bracket, so I'm just going to put it up here with the orange, with Pizza Sim. Pizza Sim can't be more than like a couple years after FNAF 3. It just doesn't make sense, because,
yeah.
I mean, this is just my theory, but I think FNAF 3 was the catalyst for Henry getting involved again, because he was the player, probably. It could have been Mike, it could have been Jeremy, but I think newer evidence trumps older evidence. I think we played as Henry. He realizes Springtrap is William. He realizes what's been going on. He does his own investigation, kind of like the Stitch Race story. Won't spoil, but there is an investigation story. That's not a spoiler. That's just, yeah, that's obvious. And that was from like last year anyway. It's not new fans reference. But yeah, and I think
Matt,
all
you're
of that
missing.
will cause him to act quite fast. Go on, DJ. Sorry.
Oh, Matt,
Yeah.
you're forgetting one crucial timeline piece. Look at event chat.
Events chat. Yeah, sure. So.
Yeah, I checked that too.
I
You're
can see
forgetting one
cats.
crucial piece.
My DJ. No, I get it. Bloody Mind Trap, man. Okay, Mind Trap happens 2019 to 2025, guys. I have decided it. It happens 2019 to 2025. Bloody Mind Trap, man. I'm gonna check out that. This is a good timeline, by the way. I'll check that out. Oh my god, you sound like Mickey Mouse. Not a bad thing, by the way. That is a beautiful laugh. But yeah, brilliant stuff, fellas.
Yeah, I can totally think about whatever I want.
Hi. It's not a hard voice to do, but you do it well.
Yeah, what's hard to do is freaking Donald Duck.
Guys, good ending themes playing. Everyone cry.
Oh no, not that theme. I cry to it every time.
Right, now this is where it starts getting complicated. We can pretty much decide on these de facto, but like, it gets complicated after this. I'm just gonna shove, I'll do UCN last. Olivia says there's two different timelines, one that follows the games and another that follows, there's a typo, follows what? But tie into each other, I don't know, I'm not too sure, because FNAF 4 is everywhere, to be honest. Laughing emoji. Fair enough, Livy. Livy's in the lead, guys. If you want to win that shout out, you'll want to get a better answer than hers. Bit of a challenge, but I'm sure you can do it. Okay, so this is where it gets complicated. FNAF 4 is in 1983. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. There is an Easter egg that says 1983. If the game isn't in 1983, why else would that be there? Yeah, I know people saying, oh, it could be like since 1983. No, it's in 1983. Okay, simple as. FNAF 4 takes place in 1983. Please, God, can we stop debating this? Because like, there's so many dumb FNAF 4 debates that are still going because the game's so vague. To be unfair though, it's because of the lack of detail. You can't draw the line between what should mean something and what doesn't mean something. In Fazbear Frights, the novels, the games, you know, there's a lot of parts which come down to interpretation, so it's very unsure. Thank you.
Well, then I'm gonna do my timeline then, dang it.
Yeah, awesome. Sorry, I'll read it in a moment. I just want to finish building mine.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, sister location, and this is why I don't like this setup, which is why I'm going to change it. Sister location, judging by the fact that we see the FNAF 4 house empty, that we see the observatories, and that we play it as Michael, but Michael at the end is scooped, you know, turned into a rotten flesh zombie, although we saw him with the Foxy mask as a living, breathing, normal human in FNAF 4. I'm pretty sure the gameplay of Sister Location happens after FNAF 4, but it's before FNaF 2. It might be after, but the fact that Fritz gets fired for the exact same reasons as Mike in FNaF 1, plus the survival logbook, says to me, it heavily implies to me that sister location is before FNaF 2. So I'm putting it here, but can you guys see the problem? Sister location of FNaF 2 are the same bit now, and they shouldn't be. They should be like separate. So I'm gonna change the way it's written on the left. I'm just gonna use this format for now, so I can compare with Cats. Don't worry, I'll let you debate in a minute. Let me just get through this.
mine I messed up. I didn't actually. I was actually just trying to think.
If you want to change yours, go ahead. Take your time on it, because it's
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I just think I'm gonna change it up.
I'm not consciously going through every single theory right now, guys. At this point, I've revised FNaF so many times. I can like, I've got like a mind palace. It's like, I see like FNaF and I think theories, and then that attaches to another thing and another thing and another thing, because I've written and like theorized so much about this game franchise now. It's like I can recall like a whole string of theories that connects the timeline. And if I'm going too quickly and you do need something explained, just ask, because I am skipping details here. I'm not explaining fully. Okay, give gifts, give life. Okay, first of all, the inception of the puppet happens in Give Cake to the Children / Security Puppet, both of which happened before FNaF 1.
Yeah.
I want to say they were before 1976. I think whoever made this has gone by the same logic as me by saying that 1978 might have been the year of the missing children's incident, which I'll get into. It's a very loose theory, but I think it's viable. They happened early because, you know, Puppet gave life to the others, so it had to have happened first. So Give Gifts, Give Life and Foxy Go Go, which are happening like one after the other, happen after. See how crammed this is at the bottom? This is not a very good measurement. Midnight Motorist happens late the same night as Security Puppet, and therefore Give Cake, because that's like, those are the same thing. Stage 1, I mean, the name should make it obvious, it's very early in the timeline. That's the original of Fredbear's. That, honestly, that could be like Cake Bears, depending on what you believe. Again, the problem with minigames is that it's a bit interpretive. You don't take minigame details too literally, unless it's one of the newer ones. Because, like, especially in FNaF 2, they're very, like, vague. Like, the Security Puppet's box and everything wasn't even closely hinted in Take Cake to the Children, but the events line up. Yeah. The events line up, so there's a lot of details that were missing in FNaF 2. You know, as much as I'd like to say it was a small location and there's only one character, it's Fredbear, the sprite actually matches Freddy in colour, so it's probably a Freddy's rather than a Fredbear's, and that means nothing. That location could be full of other animatronics and rooms, but it's just not shown in the minigame because the minigame is only including relevant details in a non-literal way. So that destroys some of my old theories, but that's fine. That's how FNaF rolls. FNaF 4 minigames happened before FNaF 4. I'm gonna put them in here. I'm gonna rewrite this because it's rubbish. Sister location minigames. This is awful. Alright. Yeah, I'm just gonna shove it. It's up here. It's in the later time. This should already be eternity. The FNaF 3 minigames is after FNaF 1. I don't know, it's probably not long after, maybe a year or two, and then this is saving during FNaF 2. Okay, guys, do you see how bad this is? Like, they're all piled up on top of each other. I'm gonna change.
Yeah, I see that.
I'm gonna change it, okay? If you could change yours to map, that'd be helpful, but you don't have to, alright? So, let's change this up.
Why is mine up?
Yeah, right. I'm changing this up because the grouping of the years isn't even. Ultimate Custom Night's happening for eternity. Question mark. It does have an ending, but it's like it's happening in a different reality, so it's like it doesn't line up with Earth years, so it's just basically happening for eternity. Circa, I want to say, so 2023. I'm gonna put C 2023, so around 2023, you have Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator, and I want to say around 2021, this year. Around this year, guys, when FNaF 3 happens. I'm deciding. I just think, you know, it could be 2020, it could be 2020, around then. Then, there's a whole big period of time when nothing happens.
Yep.
1990s. I'm just going to say 1990s. You get FNaF 1 and the FNaF 3 minigames. So, FNaF 1 was already a really, like, you know, rundown location during the time Mike works there. And I'm pretty sure he's the last employee because it shuts down by year's end. We're playing in November. And Michael quits after 7th day. There might have been someone else during the December shift.
Hang on, wait, hang on.
Hello, Ethan, you're back.
Hang on, Michael gets fired.
Ethan's back, yay!
Hey, dude.
Michael gets
Welcome back,
fired. He
Ethan.
doesn't quit.
Sorry, yeah, fired. You know what I mean. I'm getting mixed
Hello,
up.
DJ. Hello, Cat.
Hello.
Yeah, thank you for crediting me on that detail. I'm misphrasing things. Again, I'm not trying not to go into much detail, but I mustn't misrepresent information. No, he gets fired. Mike gets fired for tampering with animatronics and odor because he's a corpse. In 1987, in the year of 1987. Okay, there's a distinction I want to make here. So there's winter 1987. And then there's summer 1987. Now, there's a detail which really threw off everyone. Do you guys remember in...
Yeah, I do remember.
FNaF 291, Phone Guy says...
I'm gonna time.
Hello and
welcome to your new summer job. Yeah.
At the new and improved Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, but the paycheck says November.
The paycheck says November, Nate. And we only worked 7 days. Like, we saw each night. I mean, Jeremy worked 6 nights and 6 days. But on the 6th day, on November 13th...
I posted my,
Mangle bites his frontal lobe off. Some people think it was Toy Chica, actually, because of the ultimate custom night voice which is possible. I'll check that out in a moment, DJ, thank you. But the paychecks in November. And I think the explanation for this is simple. First of all, we're not the first guard to work the location. We know that there was a previous guard, okay? Who was William Afton, purple guy. And the first phone call of night 1 could have been pre-recorded back for the first employee back in the summer, but the second phone call and all the ones after that, the first one doesn't mention current affairs like the investigation, the lockdown, all that kind of stuff. The first one just mentions how to survive the night, and I think Phone Guy deliberately left the first pre-recorded message for us in the winter, but then all the other phone calls were recorded the day before rather than months in advance. And that means that William Afton was working at the location for between 11 and 22 weeks prior, okay? I did the math. And during those weeks, we get it's not actually 5, it's actually 6 murders at the FNaF 2 location. So in summer 1987, you get Save Them, where you have the bodies strewn around the location, blood pools. There's a 6th blood pool underneath the puppet's music box. And this confuses me. I think this might have been before Mangle was the dog. So that might have been the tiny retcon. Or maybe, like, that was there's a 6th child possessing the endoskeleton now. Or, you know, let me think. Toy Freddy, Toy Bonnie, Toy Chica, JJ, BB, and maybe... not the puppet. It can't be the puppet or the Withers. So, I don't know. I don't know about that one. But there's another set of murders, and that's why the toys are
I said my
aggressive.
timeline.
Awesome. Sorry, dude. I just need to finish off mine. I'm over halfway. And then I'll start comparing because I want to.
Yeah, no. Don't worry. You just do you. You do you.
So I'm going backwards here. I want to say circa 1986. Sister location happens. So why 86? Actually. No. I'm going to say somewhere between 1984 to 1986, because I think they say the last Freddy's was recently closed. Okay, so in FNaF 2, there's an older location that was left for off years. It's the FNaF 1 building, but it's at a previous point in time. And I think it shuts down in 1983 because of the bite of 83. An incident like that would shut down... the Fredbear's location that we see in FNaF 4, which is another different location, that would have shut down the whole Freddy branch, because, you know, Phone Guy says it's been several years, and that he barely remembers Fredbear's family diner. And we said Fredbear and Wide Out in the Open in 83. There's actually only 4 years between 83 and 87, so to have the location open as late as, like, you know, any later would be kind of a stretch, because unless, you know, you believe that those phone calls in FNaF 2 are the retcon, as some people do. Complicated. So yeah, 84 to 86 for sister location, just because it's kind of sandwiched in between all the evidence points that way. It's Mike's arc. FNaF 4's gameplay happens in 1983/84, I think, because it might have been towards, again, the early FNaF games set a trend of all the gameplay happening in November for some reason. FNaF 1, November 1st to 14th. FNaF 2, November 1st to 14th. You know, Phone Guy works the 1st to 7th, and you work, you know, 8th to the 14th or whatever. I think that's probably similar for the other games.
Yeah.
So that could be early 84. Because the thing is about FNaF 4, it doesn't quite follow that. We have a night 8. We have all these challenge modes. what is and isn't canon isn't clear, because I think FNAF just went on and on for months. It's the reason why Mike is so good at surviving and that he never dies to any of the animatronics in the future games. It's because he's trained for this. Unintentionally. Because of Williams torturing him and experimentation, he's trained to be the perfect night guard.
Yeah.
He does get jump scared once in Sister Location canonically by Funtime Foxy, but that's it. After that, there's only the Phantoms, maybe the Salvages, depending on, you know.
Yeah.
Like, that's just open to interpretation. FNAF 4 minigames happened the same year, because that's where we get the 83 Easter eggs. Same year as the Knights. Very complicated, won't get into it. Now, the thing is, we see a girl's room that's empty, and a girl that looks very similar to Circus Baby. Now, we thought this was Elizabeth Afton. It can't be. But I think what that's trying to prove is that Circus Baby's Pizza World exists by this time. I'm just going to add a few rows below because I need them. Circus Baby Pizza World exists. It might have already been gone by the time we get to the FNAF 4 minigames, which means the minigame with, where they opened for one day with Circus Baby, I think that happened before. I want to say 1982 or 1983, like early 83. I'm not entirely sure. Okay. I'm just going to move all these down. They're making way too much room. I'm glad you guys are agreeing with me. We'll get to the disagreements in a minute, I promise. I just need some more time because I've got to frame everything. So,
Take your time, Matt. Take your time.
Circus Baby, the minigame. So we see, obviously the minigame isn't too literal. Maybe it was an arcade machine. You can always say, oh yeah, all these minigames canonically happened at arcade machines. I mean, maybe, that's cool. Fazbear Frights does, you know, experiment with that idea, but again, can't spoil. All I'm going to say is hide and seek.
Yeah.
Great story, hide and seek. So, 82, 83, Circus Baby's Pizza World launches, collapses, and the rental service may have already started by the time we get to 1983 in FNAF 4, or it might have only started afterwards. I think it started afterwards because Hand Unit says the stage was set, no pun intended, for a new, you know, company in
another
children's
contender
entertainment. So I
in
think
children's
the
entertainment.
rental starts after the bite of 83 and Fazbear Entertainment shuts down. But I think Circus Baby's Pizza World happened before, okay? And I'm just trying to think what else. I mean, we got the toys. There's a Funtime Foxy toy, the broken mangle thing in the girl's bedroom. Again, that was back when the Dream Theory was the explanation.
toy.
I think now that the Dream Theory has been debunked, it just means Funtime Foxy exists at this point. I gotta think very carefully. Okay, so this is a huge misstep everybody makes, and I don't know why they do it. They think that William Afton's motivation was the death of all his family members. No, it was not the beginning. Because in order for Sister Location to even exist, for him to have robots that are programmed to automate what he did at the Missing Children's incident, the Missing Children's incident has to have happened first. And because that was when the souls were killed and they were put inside the Unwithereds, the puppet must have already been around before then, which means Charlotte's murder must have happened before that. Okay? There is a sequence of events here. The original motivation is unclear, but there's a lot of ways it could go. So the Missing Children's incident has to happen before Sister Location even exists, okay? Which means Foxy Go Go, which is the FNAF 1 location. The, you know, shape matches. You got Pink Guy. Again, the novels, William Afton was like big and fat and chubby back in the day, and then over time he became like thin and decrepit.
Big, fat and chubby.
Yeah, now, in order for... You know, this is what's a bit unclear. We've always thought William Afton was the one who brought life, and it seems like he did that with Charlotte, but with the Missing Children's incident, it seems like the puppet was actually responsible for giving life to the souls. So it's like, if the puppet wasn't around, would they have just dispersed and, like, gone to heaven or whatever? It's a bit weird. But it must have happened around a similar time to the MCI. It must have happened, like, immediately after. So, I'm putting them together. And I want to say this is, before 1982. Now, this could be, I'm going to say 1978. 1973 to 1970, no, not 70, okay, so, here's my logic for 78, okay, guys? In FNAF 1 and 2, we have this trope of November, and the days of November lining up with the days of the week. Monday is November 1st, Tuesday is November 2nd, Wednesday is November 3rd. So I thought, okay, Scott kept doing this. He did this for FNAF 1 and FNAF 2, and presumably FNAF 3. Maybe even other games. What if I apply this formula and pick the first year where the days of the week line up with November's days before 1983? And 1978 was the result I got. which is a decent amount of time before, but not too far before. I think 1978 is when the missing children's incident would have happened. Again, you might disagree with the logic. It's a bit kind of out there, but I think it's viable. Again, can't disprove it.
Yeah.
So, almost there, lads. Almost there.
I posted my
Yeah,
tier
we're
list.
almost there. We're
So-
climbing to the top.
Yeah, go on. The top. Sorry, do you wanna...
Not nice season.
I was going to say I posted my tier list.
Brilliant. Okay. So, last four. Now, I think this is all just 1973 to 1978. I think we can't really specify any of this.
Yeah.
All these events happened because we know Freddy's been around for roughly 20 years, so it roughly started in 73, according to Phone Guy. And that's he doesn't even know about Fredbear's Family Diner, so that might imply that Fredbear's Family Diner started before 1973, or that it started in 1973, but because it just changed to Fazbear Entertainment, he's referring to Fazbear Entertainment as a whole, the parent company. They're sister locations, guys. Now, whether this is a Freddy or a Fredbear's, this, before the missing children's incident, and this, they could cross over. This, honestly, they could be happening all in the same year of 1981, maybe. Maybe none of this happened before 1980, but you have a Freddy's location, the first, where Freddy's giving cake to the children, and a child is murdered outside by a purple guy, drives by with his car. We know it's the first because the puppet's the one that jump scares us, and he hasn't got, like, the technique yet. Security puppet happens at the same time. It gives us more detail. We see the puppet in full. We see Charlotte outside with the green bracelet. We know about the bracelet code. It's raining. Her body's left in by the dumpsters around the back. And then later that night, the game files prove, despite the weird inconsistencies, Midnight Motorist is William Afton coming home, and some stuff happens. It's weird. I can try and explain bits of it, but it happens very early. It's before the missing children's incident. And then that just leaves stage one. Now, stage one is a bit weird, because a child goes missing. If you go to the middle of the 3x3 grid, a random child out of the crowd goes missing. And it's Fredbear and Spring Bonnie on stage. And it's not clear who this is supposed to be. It's not one of the missing children. It's not one of the Afton family members. It doesn't seem to be Charlotte. There's just this other random kid who goes missing. And it's implied that they're, like, killed. And we know it's, you know, very, like, stage number one. It's the first ever. It's Fredbear and Spring Bonnie. Very early on.
Yeah.
I want to say maybe there was an extra murder right at the beginning, and maybe that person can fill in a blank somewhere, like the endoskeleton, or a shadow, or maybe William tried this out once, and nothing happened. He couldn't get it to work. But if we think about William's motives, going back, if we think about him killing Charlotte out of jealousy of Henry, out of resentment of his own son, of which he stumbles across Remnant and Eternal Life, and he has this interaction with the puppet off camera at some point, revealing that it's Charlotte. Maybe the missing child at Fredbear's is a secret child of William's who dies in some kind of accident. Maybe something tragic that starts all of this. And some people have thought in the novel trilogy, Charlie has a twin called Sammy, but we know that in the novel trilogy, everything's inverted. Henry dies instead of William early on. You know, Charlotte lives, Mike dies early on and becomes Golden Freddy. What if Mike had a twin called Sammy? And that's the reason why William resents Michael so much. I think there's a piece we're missing that's never going to be answered. That's up to interpretation right at the beginning, which kickstarts everything. And I think, as a very last thing, I would add, like, pre-1973, 1945 onwards, William and Henry are born, they meet up, William meets his wife, presumably Clara or whoever. There's all kinds of high school AUs you can probably write with that, and it starts. And a lot of Fazbear Fright stories shed light on this kind of stuff and leaves open a lot of possibilities, but for now, that is my timeline, okay? I'm done talking, I'm going to stop rambling, I'm going to look at your guys, and I want you guys to explain why you logic everything, and what you disagree with, because what we agree with is simple enough. What do we disagree with? So I'm going to start, with, I'll start with, cats. So,
okay, so
talk me through it. What's your logic?
So what I did have the logic to you is one thing. Even though you're thinking that FNaF 2 actually happens like FNaF 1, like you're thinking like FNaF 1's this location and 2. but it's actually around the other way. Because in FNaF 2, the phone guy is like there, but in FNaF in FNaF 1, phone guy dies, but in FNaF 2, he's like still alive. But like that's what I'm thinking. Because phone guy in FNaF 2 he lives, but in the first one he dies.
So
That's
why
the only
did you
logic thing
put-
I have to say.
So why did you put FNAF 2 20 years after FNAF 1 if phone guy, or 30 years after FNAF 1 if phone guy died in the first game?
Oh, well, the vid with that. Dang it! Messed it up.
Do you need to rework your theory?
Okay.
Because none of this is making any sense to me.
Yeah.
Right, I'm
Yeah,
gonna start with DJs. I'm gonna go in order. Right, DJ, talk me through yours.
Yeah, you do that.
I think you put it backwards. I think you put the start at one end.
Yeah, I think I did. I think I did.
Just
Let me go
fix that. DJ, talk me through yours. What's your logic?
Yep.
And I scrolled past it. Whoops.
That's okay. Take your time.
So
I've rambled for a long
my
enough.
logic is, so it starts with the stage one. You got Fredbear's, like the Fredbear's, like the diner from way back when, before Fazbear even exists.
Right. Yep. So 76.
Then you go on to like possibly what might be the first Freddy's location, and you can kind of switch around Security Puppet and the Take mini game because they both happen around at the same time, basically.
They're the
just
same
placed
event.
it that way.
I think Security Puppet is actually yeah, it's during. They're during each other. So yeah.
Yeah. And then obviously you've got Midnight Murders later that night, and then
God.
like it's like a bracket of a certain time period. Later down the road you've got the incident at Circus Baby's Pizza World, which would
Okay.
might have been the incident that psychic friend Fredbear talks about that the child saw, which is why Fredbear has the stomach mouth.
That's a great theory. I really wonder about that one, because what did he see, guys? What did the crying child, whatever his name
And
is...
then obviously then you've got the events.
DJ, you cut out. I can't hear you.
Oops.
Oh.
I was trying to,
you're
just flipped over to
proposing
check my
that
connection.
the puppet's murder and all of the location minigame and all of FNAF all happened between 77 and 83. I agree with that. I think that's possible.
Yeah.
I think that's plausible.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, you've got the birthday party events for FNAF 4, and then, like, coinciding is the gameplay of FNAF 4, which, whether it's the crying child or Michael, I feel like it's happening still in 83.
Yeah, I think something to point out, and this is just me, you may disagree, but I think they don't overlap. Originally we thought, oh, this crying child, this Afton Jr., this kid, Cassidy, whatever his name is, he is having nightmares between each of these minigames because he's so scared of the animatronics. And it was a huge red herring. That's right when Dream Theory was relevant, but with the survival logbook, with the novels, with Fazbear Frights. After the last minigame, where he gets shot by Fredbear, it's sometime after that the gameplay of FNAF 4 starts, because we're playing as Michael. I believe Nightmare Fredbear is the crying child. I think he's possessing Nightmare Fredbear, who is in turn Golden Freddy. Which is a bit weird, because Nightmare Fredbear still has an endoskeleton, but it could have been removed, and that's the endoskeleton from FNAF 2. It's a bit complicated, but I think...
Yeah.
Because William's in control of all of this. He's the Fredbear plush. He's the one who set all of this up.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all I have to say on that.
You go into what I think would be the missing children's incident, and then the puppet giving life to the Withers before FNAF 2.
Right, all of that. So...
The events of FNAF 2 happen, and then you also have, around the events of FNAF 2, you have the Save Them minigame, where Puppet's recruiting Withered Freddy to take down Purple Guy.
Yes. I love that scene. I really wish, like, the main four had some individual character development. Like, Chica's got loads, but Freddy, Bonnie, and Foxy are kind of lacking. I would like to contest, how can the missing children's incident happen after FNAF 4, when the little girl, who looks like Circus Baby, says that she's heard rumors that sometimes what does she say? It's like they come to life at night, and if they
I can
find you,
recite the thing exactly.
it's like they hide your body somewhere no one will ever find it. Yeah, go on, Ethan.
She says you better watch out. I hear they come to life at night, and if you die, they hide your body and never tell anyone. Why'd you look so worried? See you at the party.
Yes. Sorry, give me a second, guys. Hey guys, sorry, my dad came in. Okay. I gotta end the
It's fine.
stream. In
So
about 30 minutes.
I had put it past the events of FNAF 4 just because like you don't really see like the unwithereds or whatever the animatronics are for the Freddy's locations. It's like FNAF 4 is all about Fredbears. Like you don't see what's going on at
It's a
Freddy's at the
separate
time.
location,
So
yeah. But that
Yeah.
doesn't mean they couldn't have been happening at like a, they could have been happening at the same time. But how? So you're proposing that after the Bite of 83, Freddy's managed to stay open until 1984?
yeah, because I would think because Fredbears would get shut down for the incident, but like. Yeah, the Freddy's is the sister location to it. I feel like it's kind of like it has its separate parts of time. Not time. I'm trying to think of the word. The word's not coming to mind. I feel like Freddy's would have stayed open just because like the incident didn't happen at Freddy's. It happened at Freddy's sister location.
Okay. Here's some food for thought, though. In FNAF 3, we get training tapes from Phone Guy, who back in the day was pretty high-ranking. He says that due to multiple and simultaneous Springlock failures at a sister location, all Springlock suits are being retired, alright? I think they're too interconnected for this to be the case. But it's also worth mentioning, I think this is the retcon, because the implication throughout all those tapes is that the Springlock ban happened during the Missing Children's incident, but we know it didn't because the MCI happened before FNAF 4, but we see them active in FNAF 4. Unless it happened after, but that can't be the case because sister location had to be a thing for it. And for sister location to be a thing, the MCI has to have already happened, and for the MCI to already have happened, Charlotte has to already be the puppet. So I think that's the
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
You can test that though.
I honestly going. I'm just gonna forgot to mention, but after like the incident at Circus Baby's World, I feel like the animatronics would get put in like a storage facility by William. So the location of this location exists would exist, but like we don't explore it till later.
I think the Faz bunker was under construction during FNAF 4, both minigames and gameplay. I think it was under construction, and once it was finished, the rentals started. And I think because I think the Wizards are the Nightmares, I think they were transferred to William's old house, and they're stored somewhere close to Circus Baby and the Fun Times. I'm not saying they would have met, but when you consider that most of the Fun Times are powered by Remnant from the original MCI stored in the Scooper, it just all connects. They're all in the same place.
Yeah.
And the fourth closet confirms that.
Well, I hadn't got to that point in my timeline yet. So then, after the events of FNAF 2, it would be a few years before you get onto FNAF 1, whether you believe it's in 1993 or whatever. And then, obviously, the franchise is at its final stand. Like, it's going to close after the final
Some of the
shift.
newspapers from long ago, but I mean, they're not real newspapers. You're hallucinating them, but some of them are from close. Ethan, you want to say something?
With going back to what you said about the Nightmare animatronics being the withered animatronics, that I think I know they're definitely based on the withered animatronics. You can tell because Nightmare Bonnie has whiskers like his unwithered counterpart.
Yes.
And Chica's head is separated into two, something which classic Chica doesn't have, but with unwithered and withered Chica do.
Definitely. I want to respond to chat quickly. Lucy's making some great contributions. She says she thinks there's a total of 3 timelines: the games, the novel trilogy, and the new games. And 4 if you include the Fazbear Fright books, because it's a bit of a jumbled mix of allegorical stories. I don't know where to sort these since I haven't really read them yet. I would agree with Lucy that there are 4 timelines, possibly more, probably definitely 4. I think Fazbear Fright is its own timeline because of the Stitch Race story. But I won't go into the details. So, yeah, credit to Greenella for that amazing Michael Twin theory. I'll give you a shout out probably. You can post yours in chat as well, Lucy. Go ahead. I'll go over it after I'm done with these. I have to go soon, guys, so I might leave the stream running while I'm out of the house.
Before you end the stream, can we go over?
I'm gonna try and finish up my timeline.
I'll go over everyone's. I think what I might do, because I need to go for showers. It means going AFK. I might go for showers, leave the stream running. I'll let you guys host, and come back and then finish the stream. I'm not sure. But you'll get your turn, I
What
promise.
we do, can I at least show the teaser? I'm still working on for the
Oh,
game.
yeah, definitely. How many likes do we get? Guys, we're on 9 likes. I'll show you the
We
teaser.
got
So
10, we got 10.
let's go quickly through this. DJs, I agree with FNaF 1 and the minigames here. I'm not going to go over those. We know that FNaF 1 happened in the 90s, and then the FNaF 3 minigames are like after that. Let's go on that. I agree with that. Why sister location in the 2000s? How does that work?
Yeah, because I feel like Mike has worked at the other locations, and then I feel like he like would have come across something, maybe like, because like William might have told him to like go find his sister in the sister location before going to dismantle the animatronics. So like he was tasked with that before the FNaF 3 minigames take place. And I guess you could say they're going on around the same time, where like Mike's exploring sister location while William's dismantling the animatronics.
Interesting.
Then again, if you think about William trying to get Remnant, he would have disassembled the animatronics for the Funtime animatronics.
I can understand the point of view, and I can understand the idea that the FNaF 1, like the FNaF 3 minigames take place before FNaF 1 and 2. And because it's the same location, but the problem is the FNaF 1 animatronics are completely destroyed, okay? And William's spring-locked. And how are the animatronics just left to rot in the building, just standing around, if it's before FNaF 2? Because FNaF 2, we see them built again. Did someone build them back together? But if it's after FNaF 2 and before FNaF 1, how are they already in the building when they would have to get transferred there with everything else that Fazbear Entertainment's got? The only way it really adds up is it's after FNaF 1 for me personally, but I can understand that. And Springtrap already existing as early as the late 80s, early 90s would be crazy. Actually, that'd be pretty interesting.
Something that always confuses me is that I can never remember which comes first, 2 then sister location, or sister location then 2.
I'm pretty confident sister locations first, because it's Michael's story, guys. Michael is Frick Smith. He's 5 for Oda. I think that's the key. You could argue that the Immortal and the Restless is allegorical for William working the night shift at the FNaF 2 location, the new and improved Freddy's. But it can go either way.
Yeah.
It's definitely before FNaF 1. I disagree with this, DJ, because first of all, I know people complain about the technology, but FNaF is not realistic. I think you just got to ignore it, because they had facial recognition in the 80s, when in real life it didn't exist till 2010. And also, Michael isn't a zombie Ennard corpse thing until, you know, the end of the game, which has to be before
Until
FNaF 1.
after 95.
And it informs his whole motivation and stuff. Like, you know, how is this thing still running? You know, if Fazbear Entertainment's shut down, I get a lot of it's automated, but we see workers there, and you know, he's sent there by his father. It doesn't add up.
I just realized sister location. I had put sister location in the wrong
I'm
place,
very
but
confident in the mid 80s.
That's just. But yeah, and then the rest of the timeline is self-explanatory.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Go
Mind
up.
Trap is definitely there, and then Peter Simmons. I love Mind Trap's got it's got its own slot. All right. So I disagree with your placement of sister location in the MCI, but pretty much everything lines up, DJ. Really interesting. Let's talk about Ethan's, and then I'll go to Cat's last. Okay.
Alright.
So Ethan, give me the goods. Explain. Give him the rundown.
Oh come on! Right, hang on. I'm being
that's
called
wrong.
momentarily. I'll be back in a moment.
Oh man. Okay. Let's talk about Lucy's. Let's talk about Lucy's while we got the chance. So
Okay.
Lucy is posting hers on the Discord here. It's okay. It's okay. So they don't. Yeah. So I play some in the same slots, but in my mind they do have a year or two between each one, so they don't all happen simultaneously. So here's Lucy's stance. Okay, let's compare it with mine actually. So she does think that stage 1 happens at the same time as, you know, the security puppet stuff. She's omitted Midnight Motorist because it's very confusing, and I completely understand. But I think the game files, if the game files confirm it, you gotta trust the game files. It says later that night, and it has the exact same rain of effects and sounds.
Yeah.
77 to 83, having all this is good. I think the MCI should be earlier, because I think it's before FNaF 4, you've put it after. But sister location of FNaF 2 in this period works, I agree with that. I don't know why Save Them's not in the same period as FNaF 2. And I agree with everything else. All of this makes sense to me. What I'm confused by is that Lucy, you've put the MCI after FNaF 4, and after Circus Baby's Pizza World, and you've put save them after FNAF 2 in like after the location shuts down on night 7 and everything. That's what I don't get. Everything else here lines up for me personally, but I want to hear your logic. So if you could put that in chat or something, that'd be nice. In the meantime, I'm trying to be really efficient with timing because Lucy's gonna be typing that, and we've got free time. I'm gonna let Kat explain his. So give me the rundown, dude. Here's your timeline. What's your thing?
Okay, so one thing is like what happened first is what Frederick Family Diner. What the because the bite and everything, all that,
Yeah.
But then next would be, of course, the place with FNAF 4, which is the diner and the bite.
Yep.
But then next, but I'm thinking next would be the puppet would find the children.
So the MCI.
Even though, the MCI.
Ooh, I forgot
and then what
something.
happened?
Sorry. On Reddit, there's a great terminology which came out. The MCI is short for Missing Children Incident, which is the children that went missing that couldn't be found, so they assume they were dead. That were in, like, the FNAF 1 characters. The FNAF 2 murders have been labeled the DCI, Dead Children's Incident, because the bodies are out on display and blood's everywhere, like, there's no hiding it. And that's what, prompts, somebody used a suit, it was a yellow one.
Boy.
And that was, like, the week before the nights of FNAF 2, presumably. And Fans Entertainment would have tried to cover that up hastily because, you know, and the So yeah, I think that's the DCI, okay, MCI DCI, FNAF 2. Anyway, you were saying.
Yeah, as I was saying, then next would be actually FNAF 2 with the puppet and all, and then next after that would be, of course, Dislocation with Baby and all, and of course the incident with the daughter.
Okay, so
of William Afton.
So hang on, you think FNAF 2, we know FNAF 2 happened in 87. You've labeled it in 1991 to 97 here. I think you've made an error. You're missing 85 to 90. You're missing it. So you don't just think this location rental happened after FNAF 2, which is bad, but you think Circus Baby's Pizza World happened after FNAF 2, even though the girl in FNAF 4 looks
that's what I'm thinking.
Is that a coincidence? A red herring? Or?
Well, no, that's what I'm just thinking. That's what I'm thinking mostly. And the next course would be the Foxy's run with, of course, FNAF 5 the Freddy's 1. The first ever one of the Freddy's. And then, like, with all the children and all you know what I mean. The
MCI.
The MCI. There you go. And then of course, after all that, they get destroyed by, of course, William, and William BS becomes Springtrap, which would happen in 2019 to 2025.
I think that's a good period of time. 2019 to 2025 is pretty much the perfect slot for FNAF 3 and Pizza Sim.
FNAF 3.
That Henry 223 recording could have been recorded shortly after FNAF 3, but the events of Pizza Sim are actually happening several years after that recording was made, so it could be 2025. And that's gonna adjust my timeline because actually I want to say that's closer. So yeah.
Am I going to continue?
I just want to ask. So you're putting the MCI in the 2000s after Sister Location and Security Puppet.
Yes.
How come Security Puppet's happening so many years after Give Gifts Give Life?
Because I know that because Security Puppet he wouldn't be in Frederick Family Diner. He couldn't be because I know for a fact that he could have been either in FNAF, either in another pizzeria or Baby Pizza World. Because that's what I'm just thinking.
I think the fact that the puppet gave life to the other MCI, it says that the Give Cake location is Freddy Fazbear's from FNAF 1. I think that's just further proof. You've also you've put Give Cake separately from Security Puppet. I'm so confused.
I could have put this here. I cannot speak. Wait, I forgot to put this. I could not speak. Give me a second. Woo! Get her out.
Take your time.
You're all over the place.
I'm sorry, I'm just really confused because you've also put
I meant to put the location in front of it. Oh
right, and you put save them next to FNAF 1 in the 2010s, despite FNAF 2 being in the 1990s.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What?
I did.
That doesn't make sense. It's the same location.
I guess I did okay.
Confused.
The FNAF 2 location doesn't even exist by then, surely. Like, what's your evidence? I don't understand the logic here. I'm not even gonna ask.
I
you
have no
about
idea.
interest. All right,
Don't even ask that.
dude. I'm closing this down. You're not making any sense to me. Yeah, this is. You're just. Have you ever done?
I know.
FNaF
I'm just
before?
dumb.
It's not bad.
Look, I've been playing all the games.
Lava doesn't.
I play all the games, dude. I've seen videos.
You put FNaF 2
You don't even.
not in 1987. I think I'm closing this tab. This is silly. This is silly, man.
Just
Bro.
kill it. Just kill it. I have no idea what I'm rethinking.
All right, I'm gonna read Lucy's. So, she's still typing, but actually no, is Ethan back? Ethan, are you here?
No, he's still muted.
Okay. So Lucy says,
Yeah.
saved them was kind of accidental because I thought it was something else. Lamau. This is Lucy's, right? Pretty sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
MCI always a bit unsure, but I feel like it has to happen after the buy. But I don't know. I'm really unsure. See. Okay, this is a small spoiler for Into the Pit, the very first Fazbear Fright story. It's been a long time. It was released over a year ago. So I'm going to spoil 2 details from it. Lucy, if you want these not spoiled, mute until I put my hand down, okay? When I put my hand down, the spoilers have ceased. So here we go. In Into the Pit, we learn that 6 children, half a dozen, which could be 6 rather than 5, were murdered in 1985. Okay, 1985. People have taken this to mean that the MCI happens in 1985. I think it's proof that it's in a separate timeline. I think it's just Scott saying, here's the number and here's the date. It's different because it's a different continuity. It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
I think there's a failure of logic there because some people put the MCI there and it's like, no, it can't be. It doesn't add up. All right, that's the end of spoilers. The end of spoilers. You can unmute now. So. I feel like Will probably try to play it safe and have the animatronics do the killing for him to avoid needless traces on him, but that backfired, so he went and did it himself. That's what happens with the DCI. In FNaF 2, William's lost everything. He's gone bankrupt, he's in massive debt, he's gone rogue. The police have probably found out some of his crimes from the evidence in the bunker and everything. He's on the run, so the DCI is just out of rage. He's just doing it to try and kill Fazbear Entertainment, which is why he leaves it all in the open like a bloody mess. It's just, he's gone insane by this point. But up to that point, it was automated because this location happens before FNaF 2. Extra desperate incentive, yes. William loved his son dearly, whatever you want to call him, whatever theory you believe, he loved him dearly. Not Michael, the other one. So yeah, that was definitely a huge incentive.
Evan or Cassidy?
Yeah, don't spoil the latest theory, but yeah, Cassidy possibly. The whole era is very confusing.
Yeah.
I need to really write this shit down tonight. God damn, my head is spinning left. That's fine. It's fine, Lucy. If you're not sure, Lucy, just agree with me, because I'm really confident with my theory. Like, this is my timeline. I'm really confident that I'm right, honestly. Like, the newer stuff is confusing, and I think there are some details of the really, really early period stuff which could be rearranged, but I'm very confident with the majority of my timeline here. Ethan. Right, I've got 10 minutes left, guys. Ethan, can you go through your theory in less than 10 minutes?
Not really, because I don't really have one. The FNaF lore and timeline is so confusing that I
don't
haven't
have
had
one?
like the because I haven't really had the proper time to be able to put one together.
That's absolutely valid to me.
I'm gonna try.
Wow.
Tell you what, guys, what we can always do is we can take some loads of time off camera and do another stream like this another time. Because honestly, now that we've covered everyone's timelines, I could just end the stream now because I gotta go. And honestly, I'd rather not leave the stream.
Wait, there's one thing left. Mikey, the thing I'm gonna do.
Well, we only got 9 likes, guys. It wasn't anywhere near the goal, but I think I will do something like this again, just because I'm nice. I'm gonna lower the goal to 15, just in
it's only
case.
10 likes though.
And I think I want Kat to have his teaser anyway. I think it'd be cool if we could show something, because
Alright.
you guys know all about DJ
Reveal.
Ethan. Show us a teaser, mate. What are you working on?
Yeah.
Events chat.
Alright, here we go. Event chat. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Alright, what is it? What do you got for us? Broken Fears. That's a lovely text font. Very spooky. Doesn't really say much.
And it's not a FNaF fan game, no. It's not the Find the Candy fan game.
Oh, okay. I thought it. Did you
So
change the
you'll be
name
seeing
again?
some stuff very soon.
You sent me another thing which is like.
No, it's just a different higher game. It's just different. It's
Alright.
different. You'll see soon.
Oh, that's a nice. That's a
I'm
nice
not
cool
the
text
off-
font. Go follow him on Game Jolt for updates.
Yeah.
You on Game Jolt, right? That's your main social media platform.
Yeah, I'm mostly on Game Jolt. But anyways,
Guys.
I must be going off.
Yeah.
I got some stuff to do.
Go check Game
And
Jolt.
mostly
for
a
more
cat to
updates.
attend to.
Okay, how ironic. Well,
Yep.
thank you all so much for joining. It's been a pleasure.
Alright.
If you gotta go, gotta go. And I'll
Yep.
see you guys again. Check out the links in the
Alright,
description, guys.
bye. Bye, everyone. See you.
Bye.
Alright. Bye bye. Yeah. All right. See you, Livy. I'm gonna end the stream now. I'm not gonna waste any time. So, guys, if you have enjoyed,
last point I'm gonna bring up: Mindtrap, best part of the timeline.
Yeah, obviously, Mindtrap the best, guys.
Springtrap played Minecraft between FNaF 3 and Pizzeria Simulator.
Guys, if you have enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe, hit the bell, check out the links in the description, give me all the support on the social media pages, I really appreciate it. Share this with your friends so we get more people join the community, that's really important. And check out the links in the description. Today's QOTD winner definitely goes to Lucy. Lucy, what do you want shouted out? Do you want your Instagram? Do you want your AU thing? I'm also, today's charity shout out is going to the Union of Concerned Scientists, the UCUSA, because it's based in the USA. Basically, they use science to make change happen. They're all about fighting, like, legal battles to, protect the environment, improve, like, energy efficiency, food security, transportation, nuclear weapons, and also protect democracy. There's a whole load of work they do. I don't have time to go into it all now, but you should definitely, check out all of their work, because they're a really good cause, and they're, working all across the world, the board, to make the world a better place. But yeah, Lucy's definitely one to shout out. I tell you, I could get her Instagram. I could get the Tumblr thing. Oops. Let me grab Tumblr. What was the Redeeming the Demon? Here it is. Redeeming the Demon. Oh, I could get that portal thing as well. Actually, I keep deleting tabs. God damn it. But yeah, guys, go check out Lucy. She's a brilliant, big brain FNaF theorist. She's taught me so much, and I've taught her so much. Together, we're basically unstoppable. And I want to access a page. I don't want to look at a private story on this. I'm just going to go to Chubbs Deuce. This is her Instagram, guys. Go check it out, please. Maybe I could just put in the link tree, couldn't I? Because this is like all your links. There you go, guys. Here's the Chubbs Deuce link tree. Go check out all of us. Okay, she's working on all kinds of things. She has a Redbubble. She's selling merch. She's got AUs on Tumblr for Portal as well as FNaF. A Twitch where she streams sometimes. Instagram, there's loads. All right, Instagram. Alright, it's a little dead. Alright, I'll link both. But yeah, her Instagram is the main thing, guys. She's an artist. She's very talented. She does loads of art as well. Here's a quick scroll. Very talented.
She's really good.
FNaF art, Portal art, a whole bunch of other fandoms. We need to watch more Avatar. Loads of really high quality works here. Definitely go check them out, alright? She's a bean. She's my favorite. And, sorry lads. I know, bros before hoes, but like she is my bro.
Bros before hoes.
Yeah, bros before hoes. I'm sorry guys, you're the hoes.
She's very talented. She's very talented.
She is. But yeah, I'm trying to snip my own timeline. Here we go. I'm saving an image of my timeline, guys. I'm gonna post this on the Discord server, so you can join that if you want. I'll probably post it elsewhere as well. This is what I believe. This is what I think the FNaF game timeline is. And there are certain things not included on here, I suppose. I didn't even begin to think about that, but all the main things are there. So, yeah, FNaF game.
Did you include Mindtrap in your time?
Yeah, totally, I did. But yeah, they've got all the most important like FNaF 2 minigames and like it's basically minigames in the gameplays. But yeah, yeah, that's gonna do me for today, guys. So thank you so much for watching. And yeah.
Remember to smile. You are the face of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza.
Yes, absolutely. Right. I've got to go AFK now, so I'll see you guys around. Check out the links in the description. Support my collaborators here. Support Lucy.
Check out us. Check out us.
Check them all out. Stay out.
Check out Master. Net words.
Master Mist.
I was trying to say Master Mist. My words are not working. I was about to say Master Myths, but my words were not in. My words were tongue tied.
Hey. Also check out the Hydrated Highlights channel.
See you on the flip side, and go check out the channels and